Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the end of the episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 879 of the show. And how's it going, everybody? And we just finished watching AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2023 event in New York City. So we're going to talk about what happened in AEW Dynamite. There were four title matches on the one matchup that ended, well, after the match, or the post-match, we will tell you what's going on. Now, the Ring of Honor World Title and the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship are both on the line. Claudio Castagnoli defending the Ring of Honor World Title, facing Eddie Kingston defending the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. This was a heck of a matchup, going back and forth. You know, if Jason Esposito and the Esposito family is watching my YouTube channel, I wonder if Jason knows Eddie Kingston. Anyways, because my friend Jason was from New York. I think he's from the Brooklyn side. And, you know, Eddie Kingston's from Yonkers. Whatever. So Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli, they went back and forth. Oh, by the way, we saw Tom Grossi at the event, who's Alex's friend. The Grossi Posse, I think he has a YouTube channel. Check it out. You can. It was a heck of a matchup. I mean, punches, back fists, and jabs left and right. But in the end, we have a new Ring of Honor World Champion. That's right. Eddie Kingston has defeated Claudio Castagnoli after a powerbomb to win the match and to become a double champion. So Eddie Kingston, a lot of success has been coming his way, and I'll tell you one thing, this was a heck of a matchup. And so now Eddie Kingston's your new Ring of Honor champion, Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Eddie Kingston. Meanwhile, the Kingdom and Roderick was hanging out with Roderick Strong at the hospital as he's laid up in the bed to check out for his neck. Adam Cole arrives, and then Kingdom had to leave. But then all of a sudden he realized, I had to go. Max has got a big match. And then Roderick Strong says, just go already. So then Renee Paquette was interviewing Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, and then Christian Cage issued a challenge to Darby Allin to a 2-on-1 matchup for the TNT title for Collision this Saturday. That match will happen, even though it's supposed to be a three-way dance, but it should be 2-on-1. But it's going to be 2-on-1, I should say, because Christian Cage will not play fair. He's that cold. Christian Cage is that freaking cold-hearted. Anyways, so Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara went 1-on-1. The two shook hands, and it was a great exchange. It was a great matchup. Back and forth they go. This match could have gone either way. Sammy Guevara did everything he can, flying moves. A lion salt. He tried to use middle turnbuckle moonsault. Jericho knew every move that Sammy was going to make. But in the end, Chris Jericho wins the match. But afterwards, Sammy Guevara, Jericho helped out Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara walked away. The two shook hands and they hugged. And as they hugged, Sammy Guevara kicked him in through the uprights, ladies and gentlemen. And held up Jericho, pushed him away. Don Callis comes out. He walks away with Don Callis. Looks like Don Callis somehow has gotten to Chris Jericho. And So, so MJF pulled up in his cool-looking car and cut a promo on Samoa Joe. Adam Cole, though, was right behind him until he got a phone call from Roderick Strong. He said, I got to take this call. I got to make sure I calm him down. He says, "Go, it's okay. You okay? You be all right? Yeah, we're good. We're good." So, and then and as Don Callis and Sammy Guevara were about to walk out, Renee Paquette tried to interview them, and Don Callis was all revealed in good time. But then Daniel Garcia kind of like interrupts them and kind of looks at Sammy Guevara and goes, no, he's funny, he's cool. So there's that situation. The international title on the line that was next, Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix, one half of the Lucha Brothers. And this another one, a great matchup. But towards the end, after he did a powerbomb, and as he covered him, the referee stopped it, and I think something happened, a little botch, I think. But then Rey Fenix did it again. 1, 2, 3. We have a new AEW International Champion in Rey Fenix. And as that was going on, during the commercial, everybody was concerned about Jon Moxley, but Excalibur said that Jon Moxley walked out on his own power. So, knowing Moxley, he don't back down from any challenge. So, so there's that. So there is that to deal with. Now, Samoa Joe does respond to MJF how he's going to be walking out of the ring in front of his fans, in front of MJF's fans as the new World Heavyweight Champion of AEW. Meanwhile, the 4 teams cut a promo about the winning team gets a shot at MJF and Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles at Wrestle Dream. The Hardys, the Kingdom, the Kingdom that we team Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. You got Best Friends, Judge Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch. Dutch is a bit creepy when he flicks his tongue like this. What the heck is that? I'm a bit creepy doing that myself. You know, goodness sakes. Anyways, at Rampage it'll be a four-way tag, 2-hour special on Rampage. Winning team walks out, the number 1 contenders to the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. But then the AEW Women's World Title. Let me emphasize that world title, because Saraya, the champion, defending the title. She's from England, against the lovely, the gorgeous, beautiful, bodacious, curvaceous, babelicious, the illustrious Toni Storm. She's from Australia. So this is a world title matchup. Saraya had Ruby Soho in her corner, and Toni Storm, well, Toni Storm, being the eccentric young lady that she is, she got slapped across the face a couple of times by Saraya, and then she kind of snapped against Saraya. And then Ruby Soho tried to help out, and then Toni Storm clobbered Ruby Soho with her slipper shoes, and then she had another shoe in her back, and while the referee was distracted, Toni Storm hit Saraya with a shoe, but then Saraya kicked out. And then it got to the point where during the later times of the matchup, she took off the bottom turnbuckle. And then she took off the bottom turnbuckle, and then Saraya and her exchanging blows back and forth. And then she tried to use the spray. Ruby Soho took it away from her, but then slid the spray to Toni Storm. And as the referee was distracting Ruby Soho, Saraya hit Toni Storm with the spray, but Toni Storm still kicked out. Toni Storm tried Storm Zero. Saraya kicked out. In fact, she did Storm Zero again on the ring apron there, near the ring ramp entrance, and they all thought she was out of it. And then Toni Storm tried doing it again, kicked out. And then she set Saraya up in the exposed turnbuckle. And as Toni Storm went to go for a hip attack, she hit the back of her knee on that exposed turnbuckle. Saraya hit her Rampage move. 1, 2, 3. Saraya retains the title. Toni Storm, girl. I was hoping Toni Storm would win. Sorry, Chayton. Toni Storm lost. I was hoping she would win too. But then it leads to the AEW World Title, MJF and Samoa Joe. These two. This was 7 years in the making after MJF shoved. No, after Samoa Joe shoved MJF at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. These two went at it. Even Adam Cole arrived at ringside to cheer on MJF, but in the end, MJF retained the title, but Samoa Joe goes over and shakes his hand. MJF shakes the hand back and looks at Samoa Joe and says, "Thank you." That's respect right there. Clash between the two. Awesome matchup, to say the least. And that concludes episode 879 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. I got after work, I got to go do Chilling Majority. Then, after that will be the Dugout Crew podcast. We'll talk about the Red Sox situation. And then we got Rant and Rave later on. Plus, I got to do Pressure Luck sometime in the middle of that. And I'll be defending my title on both brands, both versions of Pressure Luck. That will be resuming. All right, so that's all the time we have on this show. And so check out all the other episodes. I'm making good progress on my Shenanigans Arcade. I might have to do the logo fonts again because something's screwed up. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful night. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doer for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.